For more than 40 years, Averett University's athletics programs have competed in the USA South. Now we begin a new era as a member of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. We will continue to build on our traditions. We'll continue to develop our student athletes into tomorrow's leaders as catalysts for positive change. With 24 NCAA and club varsity sports, we'll bring championship aspirations, high academic success, and a focus on community service. We bring first-class facilities, and we will continue to build for the future. We'll renew old rivalries and create new ones in the ODAC. We'll do it as one team, one family, one Averett.
Hello and welcome to Averett Sports Network. My name is Chris Richmond, and today we have a treat. I'm going to let him introduce himself, but if you're an Averett fan from a couple years back, you're going to recognize his name, but I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself here tonight.
Well, Chris, I appreciate that. It feels good to be back. Heath Berenger, obviously volleyball. If you follow volleyball back in the day, my sister played here, coached here for a bit. And then, obviously, I came here for my master's past 2 years, got to work under Drew Wilson, and got to work with you for a few years, Chris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now you are a rival here tonight as we're facing your team here tonight. But we're going to be coming into the national anthem and starting lineup tonight's women's basketball matchup between the Averett University Cougars and the Meredith Avenging Angels. So we'll be right back after the national anthem and starting lineups for the start of the game. We are back with Averett Sports Network here, running down a quick lineup here for both teams. Starting with the Cougars, first going to be number 3, Kaylee Flemings, a junior out of Zebulon, North Carolina. Next going to be number 4, Talia Prosper, a junior guard out of Manassas, Virginia. And stepping in for the injured Elisa Harris is going to be number 11, Jaya Brown, a sophomore out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Next is going to be number 21, Olivia Gardner, a sophomore forward out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. And finally, it's going to be number 32, Natasha Pate, a junior center out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And Heath, I'll let you take care of your Avenging Angels here.
Yeah, and I'm looking to get to 500 against Drew Wilson and his Cougars. Earlier in the year, volleyball Meredith came here and lost to the Cougars. They had a great year, obviously. So they're looking to get 500. But starting lineup, Barisha Jones, Michaela Thompson, Deja Morgan, Kate Perko, and Danica Ray. My player to watch for the Avenging Angels, Kate Perko for sure, coming off a USA South Player of the Week, averaging double-double. She also just broke the school record for rebounds in a career. She passed head coach Megan Ron, so should be a fun one to watch tonight.
It's definitely going to be a fun one here. It's going to be a competitive one, as well as a pass from Prosper to Gardner. It's going to be a little bit too far left, and it's going to bounce off Gardner to go out of bounds for the first turnover on the first possession for the Cougars. The Cougars won the tip-off, taking first possession, but unable to make any points come from it. So now Perko with the ball here. Working on Gardner. It's going to work down the left side here. 1-on-1 in the low post here. Nice post move. Puts the ball up for the layup. It's going to be off, rebounded by Peyton. Now Brown heading the other way for the Cougars.
And I really think who's going to win that rebound battle tonight, Chris? I think it'll be big. Offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities for these teams. There goes Averett, gets one right there.
And like you mentioned just a few minutes ago, Perko being such a great player off the glass. Cougars also have Gardner and Pate, who Gardner averages 8.3 rebounds a game, and Pate averages 7.3. Pate standing at 6'2", so has a very large frame. So it's going to be interesting who wins that offensive glass. So now, quick jump shot here from the mid-range. It's going to be off. The Angels fighting for the rebound here. It's going to be a jump ball call, tangled up. For the Cougars was going to be Gardner, and she's going to be wrestling with, I believe that was number 5.
Yeah, Barisha Jones, you're right. And jump ball goes to the Avenging Angels, so they get a second chance opportunity off the bat. And if you look at these two records and the two programs, Chris, I mean, obviously they were young last year. Same as Meredith, they're young this year. Only 2 seniors on that Avenging Angel roster, and head coach Megan Ron almost had one opportunity there, but in her first season, and then Desiree Driver, this is her second season. So. Couple of youngish programs, new head coaches trying to find their identity.
And that is true. And then I know the Cougars have been trying to figure out that missing piece in Cameron Lunsford. I know you remember Cameron Lunsford when you was here. Played very well on both sides of the ball for the Cougars. Was really that offensive piece and key for that team, as she's not playing on the squad this year. The first time I've been here, and she hasn't been on the squad, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Cougars adjust with that. So a free throw does go down for Ray. A nice backdoor pass there to Fleming. Fleming trying to get the reverse lay to go, unable to do so. Excuse me, that was 2 free throws down for Ray. So now the Avenging Angels take the 2-0 lead, able to capitalize off of the second chance points there.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, last year and 2 years before that, Lunsford was the go-to. You needed a basket. Cameron Lunsford, who had the ball in her hands. And when you're a young team like the Cougars are, they got to find that. And early in the year, it's still always a struggle to be able to do that.
It's so hard to try to judge a team based off the beginning of the year, because it makes me think back to last year. For that men's team, the men's team had a rocky start, but then they ended up putting together 12 games in a row and ended up making a bid for the playoffs and winning their respective conference.
Yeah. So, I mean, they almost took down Emory in that NCAA tournament last year. They were fun to watch.
Fleming misses her first free throw, goes up with the second, able to convert. So the only points so far scored on the court is going to be free throws, 2 for the Avenging Angels and only 1 for the Cougars.
And, Chris, it'll be fun to see this Avenging Angels offense try to kind of break down this high press that head coach Desiree Driver has these Cougars in. Avenging Angels without their point guard, Piper Carriere, tonight. I feel a little under the weather. She traveled with the team, but not in the starting lineup, not even dressed out. So that load of bringing the ball up the floor is going to have to go somewhere else.
That's a key piece for any team, is if you can't bring the ball past half court, it's kind of hard to try to win a ball game after that. So that's going to be a huge adjustment that the Avenging Angels are going to have to make, and then the Cougars able to force a turnover of their own here. So now the Avenging Angels go into that press as well. The Cougars able to get the ball down to the three-point line, though, here in the corner. Pass down to Pate in the post, fighting through a couple of defenders, but unable to convert. And now we have the Angels in the fast break the other way. Layup is going to be too hot off the board, rebounded by Prosper. And now we have another fast break going the other way here for the Cougars. Now Prosper, she's going to have a one step back and then drive down the right side. Her layup's off, but Pate off the offensive board and puts it back up for the first basket from the field here tonight.
And there it is, offensive rebound, right on cue. And I really think, obviously Prosper couldn't get the bucket to go there, but she got to the rim with ease, and I think that's going to be one of the players that the Cougars can look for to, go get a basket when they need it.
Talia Prosper, even when she wasn't a starter for this Cougar team, was always a piece that came off the bench and gave a little bit of spark, plays very hard on the defensive end, and also is a dangerous shooter if you get her going. So no shocker that she's going to be a valuable piece to this Cougar offense as well as a starter. So now Brown with the ball here. The Angels still sitting in the press. Now Garner on the left side, passing up to Fleming. Fleming now was able to escape that double team there. Now corner three here for number 14. Checking into the game for the Cougars, Brianna Sams. It's going to be off. Perko on the rebound. Tried to throw it off the legs, I believe, of Gardner, but they're going to say that it's going to be out of bounds on the Avenging Angels.
Yeah, she must have been on the line when she tried to throw it off a Cougar there. And another sub here for Meredith. It's Deanna Hawkins checking in, and Emma Lodge checked in for the Angels. Sophomore, she's been playing some pretty good minutes here early in the season for Meredith.
It's now Brown working on that right side, going down to the post. Is stripped away, though, that time by number 23, Deja Morgan. And now the ball in the right corner, driving baseline now. And for the layups, number 10, Michaela Thompson, getting her first a couple points of the game.
Yeah, and Thompson, she's a second senior on this roster. Obviously, Kate Perko, I talked about her earlier, but Thompson is a big player on this roster, vocal leader, and obviously without Carriere, and a big three by Prosper there, but without Carriere, Thompson's going to have to take that load of handling the ball and run the offense.
And you talked about the Avenging Angels being a young team at Meredith, but it always works well when you only have two seniors, and both those seniors are impactful on your starting lineup. So they're not forced in a situation where those young players have to necessarily put up those minutes. They can sit back and learn, and hopefully learn under a great player like Perko.
Yeah, and you're right. Those are two great ones to learn from.
Now great defense by the Averett, getting the deflection off the pass, trying to get down to the corner, but it's going to be deflected. And now an inbound pass here for the Avenging Angels. This time Thompson passing it down, and a reverse layup for number 23, Morgan, getting up and under down the baseline to tie everything up 6-6. As Brown is going to get pressed here on the left side, still able to work around. Now Sams with the ball is going to give it back to Brown. Brown swinging it up to the top of the key, driving in, a nice dish to Gardner, able to get the bucket through the foul. That time number 25, Rayana Evans, the freshman guard out of Greenville, South Carolina for the Cougars, splitting the defenders and getting the nice dish to Gardner for a chance at a three-point play here.
Yeah, nice job by Evans there, making a play, and we've talked about it multiple times. Who's going to be that person on this roster this year to do that? And nice job by Evans there to create an N1 opportunity.
And the N1 opportunity does lead to the 3 points there for Garner. As we have a miscommunication here, the Avenging Angels able to get back to the ball. And now working down the right side, just subbed in number 30 there, Baber. Now Perko working on Gardner, driving through, and a great defense by the Cougars, forced the travel call there and take the ball back off a turnover.
Yeah, Perko tried to get away with that extra step there, and she gets the ball up a little sooner, she might be able to, but not right there. Nice defense in the paint by the Cougars.
And now a sub here for the Cougars that I missed, number 10, Taylor Ray, a freshman out of Tazewell, Virginia. She's making her first minutes and appearance of the game here as Garner in the low post through 2 defenders. Misses the layup, gets her own rebound, and now Ray over to the corner to Sam. Back to Fleming. Fleming now driving baseline, is met by 2 defenders. Great defense. Fleming on her own board and draws the foul, so she has a chance to go back to the line and get a couple points here.
And that's back-to-back offensive rebounds in the same possession there, Chris. Looks like we're going to go to media, but back and forth is pretty good here so far.
So far, back and forth action like we mentioned that it was going to be at the start of the game. We'll be right back after this media timeout with Averett Sports Network.
Inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
And we are back with Averett Sports Network here after a quick media timeout. Right before the timeout, the Cougars picking up 2 quick offensive boards on the same possession, and Fleming able to draw the foul. So she's able to convert the first free throw here for the Cougars. They now take a 4-point lead here off the timeout as she's now shooting her second. But the Avenging Angels, even though they gave up 2 offensive rebounds there, were playing good defense there in the paint. Both times the Cougars tried to drive into the paint. They were met by defenders, not only playing good defense, but not drawing the fouls there early on.
Right, and you said it. I'm sure, head coach Megan Ryan, her big emphasis in that media was, we got to rebound the basketball. We've got to get on the glass, especially defensively. And then here and there if we can, and they come down here and get a turnover. But they've got to do a better job of rebounding the basketball to hang around and come back and keep this game competitive.
So now this is going to be number 25 here for the Cougars. Rayana Evans bringing up the ball here for the Cougars. Swing it over to Gardner. Now to Fleming. Fleming back down to Gardner. Gardner met by 2 defenders through a desperate pass. It's able to get through, though, and now able to knock down the shot. It's going to be number 10, Taylor Ray, the freshman.
Yeah, it looked like that pass was meant for Evans, who was standing in the middle of the lane. It just went right by her. And, Ray just was able to 1-2 right into a jump shot and drilled it.
That's a hard pass to make, especially when you get met with that double team down in the paint. But that time able to work. Now Evans thought about driving through, brings it back out, passes it down to the post, and a couple great passes between Evans and that time number 14, Sams, to get down and find Gardner. And Gardner's going to go to shoot a couple more free throws here for the Cougars.
Yeah, and Averett's done a nice job just being able to get to the line here. And that's Perco's first. Obviously, there's 3:28 to go in the first. But if you're head coach Megan Ryan, you don't want to see her pick up a quick second in this first half.
That free throw able to fall there for the Cougars. And Olivia Gardner, a new face here for the Cougars, a sophomore who's played a lot of minutes here for the Cougars, averaging about 29.8 minutes for the Cougars. So she plays a lot and puts up valuable minutes as well, along with Elisa Harris, who is not playing. She plays 32 minutes here for the Cougars and leads the Cougars in points with 11.5. So not only are the Cougars young, but they're also losing one of their young players that's played very good for them so far in this year. So,
and the sophomore Lodge there with a turnover on that end, and a nice step-in jumper by Fleming. And Megan Ryan has seen enough. She'll call timeout.
So after coming back from the media timeout, the Cougars able to get the rhythm flowing, so we'll be right back after this quick timeout by the Avenging Angels.
Being a student athlete here has definitely pushed me to do things that I have not been able to do in the past. Because of my team, I have opened up more socially, and they have pushed me to be a better athlete and a better student, and I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for them.
And we are back after the timeout. The Cougars able to take a double-digit lead here. So we're getting a little rundown here. Gardner, who's played 7 minutes so far in this one, playing very well for the Cougars, has 4 points and also 2 rebounds. He's been going to the free throw line a whole bunch here so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Chris, and the Cougars have just done a really nice job of getting the Avenging Angels out of rhythm. I haven't really been able to get any sets offensively. A nice pick and roll there for the Cougars.
Right, disturbing the flow. The Cougars have been doing a great job of, but also that's the second time they've run a very beautifully executed pick and roll. The last time led to a foul, but this time leading to the straight up layup there for the Cougars. So they're looking calm and collected there on the offensive side of things as well. It's now a great move there by number 14 for the Avenging Angels, Lodge, to try to fight through. She's going to be met with contact, and it's going to be a jump ball this time in favor of the Cougars.
Yeah, and freshman Riley Wade from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, she checks in for the Avenging Angels as well.
Now Gardner comes off, checked back in as Pate. This is Gardner's first time off the floor. So we'll see how the Cougars adjust with her not being on the floor. So now Ray swings it over to Fleming. Fleming now swinging it back out to Sams. Sams with a pull-up jumper is no good from 3, rebounded by Lodge. And now we have a fast break here for the Avenging Angels. Lodge fighting down the right side. Tries to go for the bounce pass to Ray. Ray ends up with the ball, and that's going to be a call on the floor on Fleming.
On the floor, wow.
Was a little bit confused there. Didn't know exactly what the call was on, as it was a little chaotic, that possession was.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Wade was definitely going to be in the act of shooting, but, well, it'll be a baseline inbounds. Grace Lefford just checked in. She'll inbound it.
Swing it back out to the top of the key here. A reset here for the Avenging Angels. Now driving through is Morgan. A little strong off the glass, but on the rebound, it's going to be number 5 there, Jones, able to get the offensive rebound and putting it in the hoop there for the Avenging Angels.
And that's the first time Meredith has capitalized on a second chance opportunity there, Chris.
Now wide open 3 here for Taylor Ray. It's going to be no good.
And thrown right out of bounds by Ray. And then that's the other thing. Obviously, the Cougars have really gotten the Avenging Angels out of rhythm, with the high press defensively. But on the other side of it, the Cougars are getting open shots. I mean, they're getting open jump shots. They're getting to the rim on pick and rolls, and they're really executing well.
And I don't know if it was almost commentator's curse, but I was just commending the Avenging Angels on how they've been able to collapse so far and disturb the Cougars at the rim. But I guess it was in one of those timeouts. Head coach Desiree Driver talked to her team and kind of spaced out the floor a little bit so the Avenging Angels couldn't collapse. But so far, whatever happened is working here for the Cougars.
And another turnover there for Meredith, trying to find the freshman Wade on the block, and entry pass knocked away and out of bounds.
Risky pass there, gets to Sams. Now Prosper driving through for the Cougars is met by Ray, and I believe Ray is going to get called for the blocking foul, and she will. It's going to be on the
going to the bonus here.
Going into the bonus. had no clue what foul count we were at as I was slipping a little bit there. But, yeah, we are in the bonus now. Prosper will shoot free throws. First free throw is good for Prosper to take the 11-point lead. A second free throw. It's going to be good so far. So the Cougars in this one as well have been able to capitalize off their chances at the free throw as well. So now the Avenging Angels pushing down the floor here. Now Morgan is going to try to pass it deep in the post, but a crowd of Cougars there to get their hands on it. But it goes out of bounds.
Nice job by Ledford there to get the ball up the court and try to find an open person, but the Cougars, them hands down there in the paint, they're everywhere.
And again, this time Sam's on the bounce pass down to the post. She's able to get her hands on it. Now Ray's going to dish it over to Evans, back to Ray. Ray from the top of the key shoots, pulls, and makes. She just missed that jumper not too long ago, a little bit off the front of the rim, but that time she's able to connect, and the Cougars take a 15-point lead at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back with Averett Sports Network at the beginning of the second quarter. And we are back here with the second quarter of play. The Cougars coming out on fire in the first quarter, taking the 15-point lead.
Yeah, and Chris, you look at the box score. I talked about Kay Perko before the game, is maybe she'll get a basket here, but can't miss. She hasn't scored yet for the Angels, and that, you know, when she don't have a basket in the first quarter, you look at the scoreboard, that's more than likely what you're going to see. So Meredith's got to get her going until we get back in this ball game.
And you gotta only assume when a team has a dominant player like that she was definitely in the game plan, and so far the Cougars able to execute off that game plan if they were trying to limit her buckets. That time the mid-range there by Perko is going to be off. Garner with her arms behind her back, not letting go of that ball, was not going to give it up, and this time saved the possession for the Cougars off the defensive glass there. The Avenging Angels is doing everything they could to try to strip that one away from Garner. Garner was not going to give it up, though.
I mean, you look at the box score, there's 4 people with 2 points each for Meredith, and then flip side, there's 3 people with 5 for the Cougars, and then 1 with 4 in Garner, like you talked about earlier. So things just run a lot smoother so far for the Cougars in this one.
As Prosper puts up another jumper, that time off the backboard. She's able to grab her own rebound, though. She's going to dish it down to Pate. Pate now in the post, puts it up. It's going to be off, and Perko able to get up, fight for the rebound, force the jump ball, and that time the jump ball was just in favor for the Cougars. This time the jump ball in favor for the Avenging Angels. And suddenly you're seeing in the second quarter of play, the Avenging Angels doing a whole lot better at just passing the ball around, trying to get up the court for the press. So far it's been working as they've been putting up more shots here in this one. Brown, who dove for the ball, is going to get hit with the travel to get possession right back to the Avenging Angels.
Lodge and Thompson checking back in for Meredith. But, yeah, you said it. They have done a better job of breaking that press. They've just got to get shots to start falling.
As I was waiting for that to be called. That was Gardner working down there on Perko. Perko was trying to fight around, and Gardner got a little bit too handsy there. Had a little bit too much jersey, and they did call it. So now Thompson here with the ball on the left wing, swings it over now to the right wing. And the Cougars doing a great job playing defense. Lodge pumps but takes a step while doing so. That leads to the travel call. So the Cougars, off of another great defensive stand, take the ball right back.
Yeah, that's 10 turnovers now for the Avenging Angels compared to just 3 for the Cougars.
Prosper's going to put up another jump shot here. That time rims out. Fleming with a great effort to try to go over, I believe that was number 30, Baber down there, that she was boxing out, went up and over, and I believe Baber got called with the foul there.
Yeah, head coach Megan Ron, he had to, call the official over. She wanted an explanation on that one. I think she's confused like you were a bit.
As it didn't look like that she did anything that was foul-worthy, but obviously I'm not getting paid to ref the game. I'm just getting paid to talk about it. So now a jump ball call will stay here with the Cougars off the inbound. Still 23-8 so far in the second quarter, so a pretty slow start to the second quarter for both squads. The Avenging Angels with significantly more shots taken as Prosper takes it down to Pate. Pate this time over draped with 2 defenders, gets it over and in.
And Chris, she gets her shots up so quick down there.
Mm-hmm.
She catches the ball and it's going up.
And I guess that's the only real way you can beat that double team down there in the post.
Just get it up there.
Because if I have someone who is 6'2" in frame down there in the post, I'm definitely going to get some hands in her face. So I got to assume that she's pretty used to getting that double team pressure down there. So now, so that's going to be a foul call on Lodge against Brown. So Brown's going to be sent to the line to extend this Cougar lead possibly, as the first free throw is off. Second free throw would advance the Cougars to an 18-point lead, and it does. And you're starting to see kind of trend with Gardner following Perko. Kind of a good-on-good matchup between the two teams. And so far, Gardner has gotten the upper hand in this one.
And finally, we've seen it down here on this end for the Cougars. They're getting to the basket, getting fouls called, getting to the free throw line. And finally, Meredith's able to do that on their end. They just got to figure out something defensively to kind of control the Cougars, and then they've got to put some points on the board.
Yeah, you're completely right. The Cougars so far in this one have been able to play great defense without drawing those fouls like you see on the other end, and I feel like that's something the Avenging Angels need to take advantage of, is getting to the free throw line as well, especially with the Cougars pressing as much as they are. So first free throw was good, and second free throw is good for Baber, and now Brown going to be bringing the ball up on the right side. No press this time as Prosper now with the ball working, I believe, on Thompson there. Now Gardner driving through contact, and a little late of a call there, but that's going to send Gardner to the free throw line.
And that's the second on Perko. There was 7.5 basically to play in the second quarter. And back to the free throw situation, then Cougars will be shooting their 12th and 13th free throw here, and the Avenging Angels, they've only had 4 free throw attempts. They've hit them all, but that's a drastic separation between free throw attempts early in this ballgame.
It's quite literally in the name free throw. They're free points, and especially when you're losing that matchup on the free throws going against a team that are hitting them, it's definitely going to be a drastic swing in the game, as now the Cougars able to knock down 2 free throws of their own there to take back an 18-point lead. Now Lodge bringing up the ball there on the left side. Is going to swing it over to number 21, Danae Hawkins. Swings it down. This time to number 10, Thompson. Over to Morgan. Morgan trying to drive through and is going to draw the foul. I believe that's going to be on number 11, Jaya Brown. And it will be.
Yeah, she was trying to kick it at Thompson in the corner. I mean, the Avenging Angels from 3-point this year, they're shooting, 41%, which is, above 40% from downtown on the year. It's not too bad. They just hadn't taken as many as their opponents in games.
There's a nice touch there by number 23, Deja Morgan, getting some buckets here for the Avenging Angels, trying to get her team in gear here. And now you see a little momentum starting to swing in favor of the Avenging Angels, drawing a moving screen there on the Cougars. It's going to be called again on Jaya Brown, and Jaya Brown picks up 2.
And going back to that inbounds play, it's nice little inbounds play. It was Perko who received it, and then obviously Morgan, she passed it in and just made a loop around and got the dump off from Perko right into a jump shot.
Now Lodge putting up a jump shot. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by Evans. Lodge slow to get up, but she does. Now Evans working off the screen, kicks it to Ray. Ray already has a 3-pointer knocked down today, along with Prosper, kicking it down to Pate. Pate now through contact gets it to go, and now that's the second bucket here for Pate through tough contact, able to get it to go.
And there it is, Chris. I mean, one dribble, and she's going up with it. The power dribble, that's what you're taught. You get it on the block, hit it one power dribble, and you go up with it. And she perfected it very nicely there.
That's one thing, like you just mentioned, that you can't do in the post is waste a lot of time dribbling the ball, as that leads to turnovers or 3-second violations down there. So anytime you can take that quick power dribble and put the ball up, that's a great scenario for a center, and not allowing the team to get that double or good pressure on you, as well as that first free throw is going to be good there for Thompson to bring the lead down to 17 here. Second free throw here for Thompson. It's going to be off the back of the rim. Evans on the rebound. It's going to swing it down to Prosper. Prosper through contact there, puts the layup up. It's going to be off, and Perko absolutely goes up through a crowd of Cougars to go get that defensive rebound.
Yeah, and that's a big rebound right there. I mean, a fast break for the Cougars. They missed the opportunity, and then they had multiple bodies in the paint there to get that rebound. And Perko's strong, and she goes and gets it.
There's a reason why she leads Meredith all time in rebounds, and it's that reason right there, just having the want to go up and get that rebound through a crowd of defenders. And I know she's hoping to lead to some points here for the Avenging Angels, and it does. Number 23 putting together a little game for herself. Deja Morgan, the junior out of Raleigh, North Carolina, able to connect. Now Evans fakes the 3, drives in, puts up a little floater type shot. It's going to be no good, and again, you see Perko down there fighting for a rebound.
Another jump ball. The possession error actually. So yeah, it said Meredith ball, but the officials, I think they realized the last jump ball went to the Avenging Angels, so it should be Averett's ball, and they've got it correct now. But another second chance opportunity there for the Cougars.
And I completely understand the confusion, as I believe that is the 4th jump ball call here in the second quarter. It's been a fight off the offensive and defensive glass for both teams, as that's where most of these jump balls are coming from. It's Prosper grabs her own rebound, puts it up, can't get it to go, and now Perko on the rebound here for the Avenging Angels. She's fighting up the courts, able to get it away though to Hawkins. Hawkins swings it over to Morgan. Now back to Perko. Perko at the top of the key working on Gardner. She's going to drive through, and they're going to hit her with the travel call there. She was driving in, and I think a Cougar surprised her coming around trying to reach for the ball. And
I thought she could have kicked it out to Hawkins there for 3, but I think you're right. I think she didn't expect that help to come from that weak side and caused another travel. That's her second travel, almost right in that exact same spot.
And that time great defense there by Morgan, just putting the hands up, not drawing the foul, and getting the block. Evans puts up a jump shot there, but this time rebounded by number 23, Morgan, and we're pushing the other way here on the left side. Morgan loses the ball, though. Ray gets the ball back. A little payback there for getting blocked, that time getting the steal. Now Evans putting up a three here for the Cougars, connecting, and takes back an 18-point lead here for the Cougars.
It's like every time Meredith feels like they might have a little run, some type of momentum, the Cougars find a way to either get a basket, create a turnover, something. And they're getting on the floor. They're fighting for everything.
And the Cougars, one thing, they're playing great, but on the other hand, that's not helping the Avenging Angels. They're just beating themselves as the missed shots and also the turnovers as well that they're just giving away, like the travel calls you mentioned and the fouls as well, just not really helping their favor as well. So we're going to have another timeout on the floor, 33-15 in favor of the Cougars. We'll be right back for the remainder of the second quarter. And we are back after the timeout here for the free throws for the Avenging Angels. This time number 10, Michaela Thompson on the line. First free throw is good.
Yeah, Thompson averaging almost 30 minutes per game, 6 points per game. And, like I said, obviously the second senior on this roster and, leadership, and obviously without Piper Carriere in the lineup tonight, those point guard duties and bring the ball up the floor. She's got to take a lot of that load, and we've seen a lot of improvement getting the ball up the floor, breaking that press of the Cougars after that first quarter. I mean, that first quarter was a struggle for the Avenging Angels.
Now the Cougars here with Prosper with the ball, swings it over. Now Ray with the ball on the left wing, working off the screen. Is going to swing it back to Prosper. Prosper now back to Ray. And now the Avenging Angels playing great defense, this time forcing a jump ball on the passes, and now it leads to a possession error for the Avenging Angels. So they forced a turnover here.
It looked like she was about to pass it to Gardner, and Gardner wasn't there. So she kind of lost it a little bit, and it was battled around by the Avenging Angels, and they created a turnover.
That time, great defense by the Avenging Angels around the perimeter. Shot by Perko is going to be off the mark, rebounded by Sams. Now Prosper working down the right side, driving through, and through contact, gets it to go with the right hand to take back an 18-point lead as Prosper is putting together a game as well.
Yeah, and that's just too easy, Chris. I mean, just getting right to the basket. A nice job by Jones there to try to do it on the other end and get to the line. But if you're Kate Perko, obviously she's struggling here tonight. But when you're an elite level player like she is, you just got to keep putting them up there. You got to see one fall and try to get some momentum back going your way. And I'm sure that's exactly what head coach Megan Ron's telling her right now. And you mentioned it earlier this past Saturday, Perko passing Ron all time on the rebounds list for the program or Meredith basketball program, and that was pretty cool to see. A coach watching one of her players pass her on a all-time list is pretty neat.
And, you see it a lot of those times. The people that have those records, they just want to be there and see somebody that they care about take it from them.
Yeah.
So you'd rather somebody that you coach and you've known for, the course of her 4 years take it than some random person that you have no clue take it.
Right. Nice charge there, drawn by Deja Morgan.
So now the Avenging Angels forcing a turnover here for the Cougars, but kind of like the course of the first quarter and the beginning of the second, just unable to really convert off those stops as they give the ball right back to the Cougars. Now Sam pulls up, long mid-range, going to be off the front of the rim, rebounded though by Fleming. Fleming fighting through, great defense by Perko, getting the block and the rebound here. Now Perko going to pass it down to Morgan. Morgan through contact. The layup's no good, but Perko with the rebound. Her layup's no good. Morgan on the rebound on the other side, and 2 quick offensive rebounds there for the Avenging Angels.
Yeah, and that's just a lot of fight down there. Nothing's going your way. Nothing's falling in, and, you just keep trying to get after it and get it up there and try to get something to fall. And that fight, they keep that. Things will start going their way. They'll get back in this ball game.
And Perko, her rebound, she just reached over a defender there to grab hers. Didn't look like it took too much effort, but the second chance effort by the Avenging Angels leads to points here, and that's something that they have to get going if they want to fight their way back into this game.
And that's a nice job by Perko. They're finding her open teammate in Jones for the jumper, and that's what good leaders do. Shots not falling for them, they find their teammates.
That time jumper there for the Cougars, number 22, checking in, playing her first few minutes of the game. Nikarisha Coleman, a freshman out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Getting a shot up, was off the mark, but the Cougars able to get the ball right back. Now Prosper passing it in on the baseline here for the Cougars.
Ledford checking back in for Meredith, so probably her and Jones will be the 2 main ball handlers.
Now Prosper with the ball. Deep 3 here for Prosper. It's going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Pate. Pate going right back up with it in the post. Her shot's off. Sam's fighting for the rebound, but it will end up going to number 5 there for the Avenging Angels.
And I know that shot by Pate didn't fall there, but, fantastic job right there, boxing out, getting that second chance opportunity.
Now Perko working off the screen here at the top of the box. Passes out to Ray. Ray going to be off the mark. And it's going to go out of bounds, so the Cougars able to get the ball right back. So now, designated point guard here for the Cougars, number 10, Taylor Ray is going to bring the ball up the court here for the Cougars. Swings it over to Sams, and Sams get caught with the travel there. Takes a step before she puts the ball down off the pass. So the ball right back here for the Avenging Angels, and another forced turnover here. As Perko almost got snuck up on by Averett defender, able to maintain the ball though. Now Thompson working on Prosper, working through the post, puts a shot up and off the glass. The bank is open. And it's good there for Michaela Thompson putting it down.
Yeah, fantastic move right there. A little double pump fake. Get the defender up in the air, use the glass. And that's a big possession there for the Angels, and then come down here and force a turnover. They got to finish this half with some type of positivity. Go into halftime break, make some adjustments, and give yourself a chance when you come back out for the second half.
And the kind of string of events that we haven't seen so far in the second quarter and the first quarter for the Avenging Angels, able to get a turnover, put up points, and force another turnover right after. So they're trying to build a little momentum here, but they give the ball right back off another travel call. That's 3 travel calls in the last, I would say, 30, 45 seconds of play. 2 on the Avenging Angels and 1 on the Cougars. It's now Ray with 12 seconds to work here. Just going to pull the 3 off the screen, and it's going to be good for her 8th point of the game.
And somebody's got to get a hand up on that. You got to get over that screen. You can't go below it on a shooter.
Perko tries to put up a shot of her own. Don't think she got it off before the buzzer. And now at the half, 38-21, a 17-point lead here for the Cougars. We'll be right back with the first half recap in the beginning of the second half of play. And we are back with Averett Sports Network. My name is Chris Richmond. Alongside me is Heath Behringer, and we're bringing you tonight's matchup between Meredith and Averett for women's basketball. Averett able to take the 17-point lead in the first half and putting together a nice couple quarters to start off. And I know they're looking to keep it up through the third and the fourth. And kind of something that's sticking out to me on the stat sheet is Kate Perko, somebody we were talking about so highly before the game, still at 0 total points. I believe she's the only starter without a point so far.
Yeah, the Vingians really got to get Perko going. Obviously, she's been on the glass getting rebounds, but like you said, not able to find a basket. And then also, the turnover margin. The Avenging Angels with 15 turnovers in the first half, and Averett with only 9. I mean, 9 is still high, but still a 6 turnover difference in the first half between these teams.
And that time, Olivia Gardner getting called for another foul there. She's been playing well for the Cougars. Picks up her 4th personal. So that's going to be a huge hit for the Cougars if she can't finish out the second half of play, as she's been putting up 29 minutes a game for the Cougars. But picking up the slack here for the Avenging Angels at the line now is going to be Michaela Thompson. That's going to be her 8th point of the game. Coming in before that free throw, she had 7 total points, leading the way offensively. She's been putting together herself a game. And leading the way for the Cougars off the bench, number 8, Taylor Ray, with a pair of threes and a long mid-range shot to bring her to 8 points.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, the free throw difference as well. 10 of 13 were the Cougars in the first half, and now it would be 9 of 12, I believe, for the Avenging Angels. But at one point, there was about a 8 free throw shot difference between the two teams, and Avenging Angels finally able to get to the basket and get to the line after that struggle in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of those free throws came late in the second quarter. Now Prosper driving in on Thompson. Great defense by Thompson to get the contested shot, but Pate on the offensive glass didn't even bring her hands down from the rebound, went straight back up with it.
There it is. We talked about it in the first half. She just gets it up there so quick, battles on the boards, gets the rebound, and it goes right back up. No time for a block or anything.
So she picks up her 8th point of the matchup. Sam's on the rebound here. Now Prosper in transition. Perko setting up for the nice charge. No call there, and Prosper setting up Natasha Pate for a close shot as she's able to connect. So now Natasha Pate with 10 points here, and a travel call on number 5, Barisha Jones.
Yeah, not the start you'd like if you're the Avenging Angels. I mean, you want to come out and get on a run, but a couple of turnovers. You had a free throw or two, but then right back to him there, Chris.
And that time, Natasha Pate was able to get it to go, but was hit with the traveling call on that post move. It looked like it was going to be a clean post move, but took a step before she put the ball down on the court. So the Avenging Angels dodge another 2 points there as that went in the basket. It's now Thompson defended nicely by Prosper. And another turnover here. The pass was a little hot coming in from Ray to number 5, Jones. And that just went straight through the hands of Jones for a turnover. Now the Cougars with the ball here. Brown over to Fleming. Fleming circling around, kicks it out to Sams. Now to Prosper. Prosper, deep mid-range shot is off the right side of the rim, but Sams on the rebound. She takes a shot of her own off the backboard, and there goes Pate in the paint on the rebound. Another rebound off her miss. And I believe they're going to say she was fouled on that second chance effort there.
And that's just wanting it more down there, Chris. And Pate, obviously, the last 2 years I got to see her play here, and every year seeing her getting better, and just like that, just wanting it more, battling for the rebounds down there, and just getting shots up quick. And now she's at the line getting free throw opportunities.
So now that's her 11th point of the matchup. Coming into this one, I believe she's had 4 rebounds alone in the beginning of the third quarter, had 3 the whole first half, so she's starting to get going on the glass as well here for the Cougars. So now Perko swinging it over to Morgan. Morgan now pushing the tempo here for the Avenging Angels. has a little bit of space for the three. Is not going to take it, though. Takes the shot on Sams, defended nicely and rebounded by Brown. So now Brown's going to swing it down to Prosper in transition here. Prosper takes a deep mid-range shot just off the backside of the rim. Sams, though, on the offensive board. Now Prosper again thought about the shot, and she's going to get hit with another traveling call, I believe. That's her second or third of this matchup. They've been hitting her pretty hard on those travel calls, especially off the first step from the pass.
Chris, here's a stat that I'm surprised we haven't talked about, but really is really showing a difference in this ball game. So we talked about it off the rip, rebounding. Avenging Angels are being out-rebounded 30-17 so far in this ball game. So you're looking at a few main categories: turnovers, rebounds, and free throw opportunities, all in favor of the Cougars.
And for the Avenging Angels, it's not like Perko's not getting rebounds. She has 10 rebounds, I believe, of her own. Of that 17, it's just the Cougars are doing a nice job of most of those rebounds, getting at least a body on her and getting everybody else boxed out as well and capitalizing when Perko's not in position. The pass that went to Pate went over, found Fleming. Fleming unable to get it connected. Now we got a jump ball that's going to be in the favor of the Avenging Angels, and not only off the glass, just straight out on the rebounds, but we also see Perko doing that a lot, fighting for those balls that not necessarily go into her hands, but are able to go and force those jump balls.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, she's got 10 rebounds coming in this game, averaging a double-double, but like you said, not in the book for points yet. She's 0 for 7 from the field tonight. And Emma Lodge, she checks back in for the Angels. She was a little banged up, maybe a little sick earlier in that first half, so it's nice to see her back out on the floor.
She comes in and provides a lot of height here for the Avenging Angels as well. Try to hopefully swing those rebound numbers as the Cougars get another defensive rebound here. Now Ray, who was the leading scorer coming in from halftime, she's back into the game, swings it over Fleming. Now to Sam's in the corner, down to Pate. Great defense there, and instantly making a difference is Lodge as she's driving through and unable to get the layup, but grabs an offensive board, and they're going to thought they were going to reset here, but ignores the pass for the three-pointer and just takes it on her own will, draws the foul. And like you mentioned, Lodge didn't play most of that second quarter, so that could be a big difference, in those rebound numbers as well.
Yeah, and she came in that first quarter, and she played a lot of valuable minutes, so that was big to see in that second quarter. But if you're Meredith, you just got to get some type of rhythm going and try to get back in this ball game and maybe get it within 10 in that fourth quarter.
Pass out here. It's going to be on the wing, swinging over to the top of the key, over to the corner. Baber lost the ball, but there's going to be a stoppage of play, I believe. It's going to be something that wasn't right with either one of the clocks or something. Or no, it's going to be a call on the floor. No, shot clock was off. I seen the numbers he was holding up, and I thought it was going to be like a foul call, right, possibly. But it was the shot clock was off. He was staying for 15 seconds on the shot clock. So we have a stoppage of play. We're going to have an inbound pass here. Pass down to number 21 there. Hawkins goes up, rebounded by Evans. Evans now pushing the floor here for the Cougars.
I mean, that was a nice move by Hawkins there, Chris. Meredith just can't get anything to go.
And they're able to force a turnover here, so hopefully they can string together something if you're the Avenging Angels. So now
they've only taken one three-point shot tonight so far.
And you're talking about a team that shoots pretty well from the three-point line as well. Shocking to see why they have only shot one here tonight. The Cougars have been pressing a lot, so that could have something to do with it. Ray sets her feet, gets the shot up, this time missing. Prosper on the rebound is going to be fought for the rebound. That time, number 1, Riley Wade, getting in on the action for Prosper, but the positioning arrow will stay with the Cougars. Now checking in, I believe, for the first time for the Avenging Angels. It's going to be number 11, Maddie Leonard, a junior out of Lewisburg, North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. They shoot the three-point well, but they don't take that many three-point shot attempts. So a team that doesn't shoot the three-point that much, that gets down early in the ball game, it's tough to climb back into if you're not able to shoot the three ball well.
Nice move, driving through, up and under, cannot get it to go, but their offensive glass for the Avenging Angels can't get the second chance points. Pate gets up, gets the rebound. Now Evans pushing the other way.
That's the other thing, Chris. Also, the Cougars, when they get those second chance opportunities, they have been able to finish. The Angels, not so much when they get those opportunities.
Gray this time is going to be off the back of the rim. She hit a pair of three-pointers in the first half. That layup's going to be off by Jones. Ray hit a pair of three-pointers in the first half, is 0 for 2 so far in the second half.
Nice job by Lodge there. Get that hand up.
Now Lodge getting the bucket to go, so we're instantly seeing her bring a little bit of an edge on the defensive side and also on the offensive side as well. She's been the main ball handler, bringing the ball up.
That body armor must have done its job whenever she got, sick in that second quarter.
She's not sponsored by Body Armor. Definitely get her sponsored now. She's coming out and she's trying to get a little bit of momentum here for the Avenging Angels, but Pate again on the offensive glass and that quick touch, putting the ball right back up, and she's able to connect, I believe, for her 13th point of the game. 13th or 14th point.
It's almost one motion, Chris. The rebound and the shot goes up all in one motion.
And it's not like it's a tip in either. It's a set rebound and then up with it. But it's worked so well for her throughout her career, and it's working here tonight. Now a timeout here on the floor. We'll be right back with Averett Sports Network.
University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we are back after that timeout. The Cougars still holding on to a 21-point lead here in the second half. The second half has been kind of slow for both sides of the ball here. As now Evans on the wing here, working off the screen by Pate. Kicked it out to Prosper. Prosper now back out to Fleming. Fleming driving through. Floater here by Fleming is going to be good through the contact.
And that's a tough bucket right there. Going into the lane, a little jump stop, right into a jump shot, and that's a nice finish, contested in the lane.
And I know in the first half the foul count didn't show it, but the Avenging Angels have been doing a great job of just getting those hands up and getting the pressure without drawing the foul. But that time Fleming just fights straight through and gets the points. But now we find number one here for the Avenging Angels, Riley Wade, up to shoot a couple of free throws here to get those 2 points back.
Yeah, Wade, one of the 7 freshmen brought in by head coach Megan Ron, really excited about what she can bring to the table. And obviously when you have a player like her, a freshman, and obviously Perko in her last year, somebody she can kind of mentor and learn under, that's big when you're a freshman that is looked at to come in and contribute big minutes.
big minutes and a lot of effort on the rebound is something that has big shoes to fill because a lot of that is just want to. But I'm sure they have faith in the young girls that they have. So shot here is going to be off the mark, and a rebound here for the Avenging Angels, now pushing the floor. As a pass down, Hawkins tries to hit Wade. It's going to be off the mark. Wade does a nice job keeping it alive. Ray puts up a shot. It's going to be short.
And it was Wade fighting for the rebound there, but she's calling for the foul underneath the basket.
So we have another timeout here for the Cougars. Might as well just stay here for this timeout as it was back-to-back. But like a common theme from the first half, the Avenging Angels just not able to really string together a lot of points after the turnovers. They're able to force the turnovers and get the stops, but just unable to keep.
And Pate already was a double-double. She's got 14 and 11, and we talked about it before the game. What was the matchup going to be like? The offensive glass. Who's going to win that matchup? Perko, Pate. You talked about the couple leading rebounders for the Cougars, and obviously it's gone in favor of Averett here tonight. And those players down low in the paint, and obviously Pate is really having a good night. And Perko's done her job on the glass, but she just hadn't got her shots like she normally does to fall, the short jumpers, the putbacks when she gets those offensive rebounds. But just ball hadn't really gone in the way of the Avenging Angels tonight. And if they want to crawl back into this game, they've got to make this last 2.5 minutes of this third quarter really, really strong.
And the Avenging Angels doing a great job of shutting out some of those people that have been putting up a lot of points in the first half for the Cougars. As I mentioned, Natasha Pate coming in this in the second half, she only had 6 points and 3 rebounds, and now she has a double-double.
Yep.
So she has been most of the offense and the defense, I shall say, for the Cougars, as the Avenging Angels able to get a layup there that time, Wade.
And Chris, I feel like that was one of the most open shots that Meredith has had all night.
And that was just something that the Cougars were able to do somewhat in the first half, as a quick turnover there off of great defense for the Avenging Angels. As like you mentioned, they haven't been able to get those wide open layups for their offense. They've been really trying to force stuff here as the Cougars been playing great defense. Hopefully they can, if you're an Avenging Angels fan, you're hoping that you can put together some more of those wide open looks.
See if you can get a stop down here on defense, and they do. A travel there on Pate.
And now you're looking at 4 points for Pate that's been stripped away. She'd be close to a 20 ball here in the third quarter if it wasn't for the traveling calls here. As you can tell, they're just going straight to her on every offensive possession here. She can't be stopped. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
As Hawkins now with the ball on the left side of the court. She's going to pass it over to Wade. Wade back to Hawkins. The Cougars still sticking into this zone look. They find a wide open player in Wade. And again, Pate just on the glass there. She's going to draw the foul too. As she slapped her hands there. It was a lot of contact down there. Thought the rest were going to let them play it through, but they finally was like, okay, that's enough. They give her the call. And I believe that time is going to be called on number 34 there, Danica Ray.
Yeah, and full 5 sub here for head coach Megan Ryan and the Avenging Angels. And this last minute 15 needs to be big.
And this is definitely a rotation you want to see, as you got Michaela Thompson on the floor, who's kind of been the leading go-to person for the offense here for the Avenging Angels. And you also got Perko and Lodge, who've been playing great on the glass tonight. So the Avenging Angels definitely have their rotation of players that they want in for the closing minutes. And the matchup between Perko and Pate's going to be an interesting one as well. Evans now with the ball here. He's going to take a 3 off the screen by Prosper. It's going to be off. Lodge on the rebound here.
And just a wide open look, though, Chris. You know, I mean, the Cougars have really had a lot of jump shots that really no contested at all.
That time, Thompson able to get the layup to go through contact to bring it back to an 18-point game. And they're starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here as Brown with the ball off the screen by Prosper, swings it back over to Prosper. Prosper had a little bit of space but didn't want to take the shot there. She's going to choose a better shot. Evans takes the shot here. She's going to be off, and I believe they're going to call the foul on Pate.
Yeah, Perko did a nice job of maybe selling that one down there, Chris, but you know, when you fight down there like she does, you're going to get that respect.
So it's going to lead the Avenging Angels to the first two, the bonus here.
And this is big. You know, all she needs is to just see the ball go through the hoop one time, and maybe in the fourth quarter she can get hot and Meredith can make a run at them.
So now Perko with her first points of the game off of a free throw. Second free throw is going to be off. Pate on the rebound. Now Evans pushing the tempo here for the Cougars on the right side, coming off a screen by Prosper. Back out to Prosper. And now a shot here for the Cougars. That time, number 22, Nycrasia.
And just wide open there, Chris, on the ball reversal. And nobody's really stepping out, putting a hand up. They're going under the screens, giving some space, and the Cougars are putting them up there.
Now Perko here taking a shot off the glass, and you called it here with the time expiring in the third quarter. You called it. Sometimes a player just has to see the ball go through once, and now she finds herself with 3 points here at the closing seconds of the third quarter. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter action here after the break. And we are back with the fourth quarter action here with Averett Sports Network. Meredith trying to fight back into this one after a couple late quarter points by Perko, and a little self-inflicted there for the Cougars, but they get sold out there by a travel call on the other end.
Yeah, it would have been a nice way to start the fourth for the Angels, but Elijah, sophomore, I mean, right idea, tried to avoid that first offender, but she drugged that plant foot, and they're going to call that every time. And right back the other way.
And that's going to be another call, I believe, on Natasha Pate on the screen. As there was a lot of contact between her and Jones, I believe it was.
And that's her third foul there, Chris. I mean, obviously it's the fourth quarter, but if somehow the Angels could get a quick fourth on her in the next minute or so, maybe get her out of the game, for a few minutes, make something happen.
Which would be huge for the Avenging Angels, because Natasha Pate's been the meat of the offense so far.
Offense and defensively.
So we're going to have another foul here. So quick action here in the fourth quarter. A couple turnovers, a couple fouls, and now this is going to lead Jones to shoot a couple free throws here for the Avenging Angels. First free throw is going to be good there by Jones. Bring it to a 17-point lead for the Cougars. And now the Cougars, who haven't really been in foul trouble all night, find themselves with 2 fouls early on. Second free throw is off. Now Prosper pushing down, was looking for Gardner, and that's going to be another turnover for the Cougars. That time a double dribble call on Prosper. So I believe that's the third straight turnover here for the Cougars to start off the fourth quarter. As Lodge is going to get ambushed there by Prosper. Prosper able to force the jump ball, but it will stay with the Avenging Angels for the position arrow. Now Lodge working on Pate, driving through, and she's going to get hit with another travel. And travels have been handed out left and right here today. Don't know if we're on vacation or what we're doing. I know we have Thanksgiving break coming up, and there is a lot of traveling, but the refs have not been shy to call the travel calls here in this one tonight. Now Brown working. A little miscue between her and Fleming, but she's able to keep the ball. Swings over to Prosper. Now to Garner. Garner now to Fleming. Fleming in the corner here. She's going to drive through. Mid-range pull-up for Fleming. It's going to be off the back rim. And Perko able to get up and grab the rebound. Now Jones working on Brown here on the right wing. Floater here by Jones off the glass. It's no good. Fleming fighting through. Gets the rebound here for the Cougars. And Prosper fighting through. Her layup's going to be off. Fleming's rebound, wide open layup's going to be off. And now the Avenging Angels find themselves coming the other way. Michaela Thompson is going to try to slow this down a little bit. Coming off the screen, kicks it out to Perko. Perko now over to the left wing. Now Jones in the corner. Back to Wade. Wade wide open, doesn't take the shot. Now Thompson. Thompson here. 8 seconds left on the clock. She pushes through on Prosper. Does not get it to go, but the Avenging Angels on the offensive board can't get the second chance effort to go, and Pate grabs the rebounds for the Cougar.
And that was a nice pass there by Thompson, just not able to get it to go to Jones.
Now Perko with another rebound here for the Avenging Angels. She's going to bring this one up on her own on Gardner. Driving down the left side, a little bit too strong off the glass here. Now Brown pushing that tempo to Fleming. Fleming now to Paint. Paint through contact, gets the layup to go. And head coach Desiree Driver is going to slow her girls down here after the point to talk things over. We'll be right back after this timeout with Averett Sports Network. And we are back with Averett Sports Network here as Perko and Lodge are both now off the floor here. I guess trying to get a little bit of rest for the ending of the fourth quarter. So the Avenging Angels now Baber coming off the screen by Ray. Driving through, picks up the foul. This time it's going to be called on number
21, maybe? No. Yeah.
Head coach Desiree Driver does not want that call to be on number 21 Gardner, as she is already in foul trouble. Picks up, I believe, her fourth foul, possibly maybe fifth, as I believe they're going to talk it over, as that is her fifth foul. So now Gardner is done for the matchup here. She has fouled out, so someone who didn't play most of the third quarter came in late in the third quarter and early in the fourth. She picked up her last one here. So the Avenging Angels could possibly capitalize off of that, as Gardner is a very good player here for the Cougars. Now Prosper working off the screen by Pate. Her pass to Pate's going to be a little bit too high, and that's going to be another turnover here for the Cougars. And now you're talking about a Cougar squad who didn't turn the ball over that much, respectfully, in the first half compared to the Avenging Angels, now turning over the ball quite a bit here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we're getting to that point of the game where, obviously, the Angels really wanted to run probably about 5 or 6 minutes ago. But at this point, they're going to have to get some quick baskets and really force multiple turnovers in a row.
First free throw there by Jones is good. It's going to bring it to a 15-point lead here. Second free throw is going to be off the mark. But Ray this time able to race out and get the offensive glass for some more points on the opportunity here. And now another foul call on the floor. This time it's going to be on number 25, Evans, and head coach Desiree Driver is not too happy about the call, not because of the call, but because her player committed the foul. First free throw is off the mark here for the Avenging Angels, and the second one is as well, as Pate's going to be on the glass here. Now Evans pushing the floor here for the Cougars. Cougars still holding on to a 16-point lead. That's now Fleming on the right wing. Draws the foul here on Baber, I believe. It's going to lead to an inbound pass here. Number 22 here for the Cougars. Coleman checking back in the game, checking out Fleming. Six minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter for the Avenging Angels. Still plenty of time left.
Another moving screen there, and I believe that was on Pate.
And that's Natasha Pate's fifth personal as well. So kind of the two gunners for the Cougars, and Gardner and Pate are now out of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Meredith, you wish maybe that would have happened about 4 or 5 minutes ago, and it was maybe a 10-point ball game, but 6 minutes, you never know.
Now you see Pate fouled out, and now Perko coming back in after a little bit of rest. So this could be a big game changer for the Avenging Angels in this one. It's now Ray here with the ball on the right side. It's going to swing it back out to Jones. Jones down to the corner to Baber. Baber coming off the screen. Floater here. It's going to be off the glass, but off the mark. And Coleman picks up the rebound here for the Cougars, and she's going to be fouled. So now Evans bringing up the ball here for the Cougars, slowing things down there. Cougars still holding on to a 16-point lead, so they ain't got to be in a rush here. As Coleman puts a shot up, it's going to be off the mark. Baber on the rebound here, pushing the floor up to Jones. Jones now crossing it back into the middle of the court. Her pass to Ray is going to be off the mark, and that's going to be another quick turnover for the Avenging Angels.
I feel like it's been a 16-point lead here for a few minutes now.
As neither team really taking a true advantage here in the fourth quarter. It's been kind of a standstill between the two. So Evans going to swing this one over to Coleman, back to Ray, now down to Fleming. Sam's in the post, working on Ray. And they're going to call another traveling violation on the floor.
Probably about our 10th or 11th, I'd say.
Quite a few travels have been on the floor today called. Now the Avenging Angels working down that right side here. Nice move on Coleman. That's going to be number 12 for the Avenging Angels. Ledford putting up the shot. It's going to be off the mark. Now Evans to Fleming, down to Ray in the corner. Shot here. It's going to be good. And she picks up her 10th point of the game. Taylor Ray. You know, that's a great thing for the Cougars when you have players off your bench coming in, dropping double digits, giving you those points to expel, especially when you're down a player. As Ray on the other side of things for Meredith, getting the jumper to go off the post on the post move. So as soon as we see points for one side, we see points for the other side, and we're still back at a 16-point lead. Now Coleman swinging over to Ray. Ray now to Evans. Evans working on that right wing, swings it down to the corner to Fleming. Fleming, nice crossover move on Perko to get the shot up. It's going to be off the mark, and Ray on the rebound for Meredith. Now Jones swings it down to Baber. Baber now off the screen by Ray, driving through in a wide open paint, but the layup is off the mark. Perko on the rebound, and she draws the foul to go to the line.
You know, if you're head coach Megan Ron, here's what you just love to see. You just want to see some fight. She'll take a timeout here, see if she can rally something together here in this last 4 minutes.
So after this timeout, we'll bring you the remainder of the fourth quarter with Averett Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back after that timeout by head coach Megan Ron for the Avenging Angels. As Perko's first free throw is going to be off the mark. Second free throw is going to bounce in, and it's going to be good to bring it down to now a 15-point lead with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left to go. Ray swings it out to Coleman. Coleman now on the right wing. He's going to pass it to Evans to reset here for the Cougars. Now Fleming with the ball on the right wing. Driving around the screen there in the high post by Sams, and she gets the floater to go to take a 17-point lead here for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, for Perko, obviously, a player like that, it's a night to forget, you know, one of 9 from the field. Obviously, did her job on the glass, 13 rebounds, right as at par with what she normally does. But scoring-wise, you know, all great players have those nights. Sometimes the ball just doesn't fall for you like it normally does. Another moving screen there on the Cougars.
So it's kind of been a trend. Traveling calls on the floor and also moving screens have been called all night, and it's almost like they group in together. We get a solid minute, 2 minutes of play where there's not really any turnovers or calls or anything like that, but then we'll get a string of plays, about a minute or two, where it's just violation after violation. As Ray's going to be fighting through the paint. She has a nice little fadeaway jumper there to touch it off the glass and gets it to go. to bring it back to a 15-point lead for the Cougars. Now Evans swings it over to Fleming. Fleming now to Ray. Ray back to Evans. And Evans going to be tripped up on the play. And they're going to call that on number 5. Jones there for the Avenging Angels, but they're going to call it on the floor. So Fleming will be inbounding the ball. She's going to kick it out to Evans. Evans step back. The jumper here is going to be off the mark, but rebounded by Coleman. Coleman puts up a shot here. It's going to be behind the backboard. A lot of contact on that one. No call, though. And that's going to lead to the Avenging Angels to have the ball here. Now Baber with the ball here with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. Still 15-point lead for the Cougars as time's kind of dwindling down for the Avenging Angels. Thompson unable to get open. She's going to swing it over to Baber. Baber now driving through, kicks it to Ray, and Ray just loses the ball there, and it goes out of bounds. So another turnover here for the Avenging Angels.
Yeah, and more than likely needs to be a bounce pass there, right to the corner, give a chance for a jumper, and just give somebody a chance.
Shot here's off the mark, rebounded by Ray. Now Jones with the ball, just under 2 minutes left to go now. Cougars still holding on to a double-digit lead. Cougars haven't done too much scoring in the fourth quarter, but have been doing a great job on the defensive side, as you see right there, forcing the steal. Now Ray driving through contact. The touch off the glass is going to be off the mark, and Perko picks up another rebound. She's going to drive it on her own. She's going to put up a shot off the glass. It's going to be off the mark. Coleman with the rebound here. And so far, either team unable to really find the basket at a high clip here in the fourth quarter. Now Evans working off the screen. Bounce passes to Sam. Sam's now in the low post. Her shot's going to be up and over. Fleming now finds an offensive board. Her shot is off the mark. And Ray picks up the rebound here for the Avenging Angels. You got to sit here and think that it's kind of little too late for the Avenging Angels to try to fight back in this one, as they're still down 15 with 47 seconds left to go, as another foul call is going to be picked up. Coleman able to convert on the contact, trying to look for a three-point play that I believe would probably be the dagger here tonight.
Yeah, in under a minute, it's been fun to come back and call a game with you again, Chris. We had did multiple volleyball and basketball and football game here and there during my time here, so I really enjoyed it, man.
I would have much rather it been in a volleyball game, you know that, but anytime I can get in the booth with you and call a game, it's always a great time. And to be able to broadcast with somebody who's taught me a lot, really, it was really great to do, especially when you see somebody who went from a GA position now head of an SID of his own department too. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's nice, and it's cool to come back and walk into the office and see Drew and everybody back here at Averett. So it's been nice.
And a couple of shots going to be off the mark, offensive glass by the Avenging Angels will not lead to any points.
Yeah, right there. It's just kind of that sums up tonight right there for the Angels. Perko gets a nice shot opportunity, goes up, doesn't get it to go, gets on a rebound, goes back up with it, and can't get that one to go, and it just sums up her night. And this team goes as she goes. So, and they're going to have those type of nights throughout this year, but they'll get back on track.
Nice move by Fleming, trying to put the icing on the cake there. The 18-point lead, no shot clock, don't necessarily have to shoot the ball. Could just hold it out here. I hear the Cougars still calling plays, though, so I think they're just going to put the ball up here. Nice pass by Evans, finding Sam's wide open, and they take a 20-point lead here. Their biggest lead of the night. Now Jones trying to rush down to get another last chance bucket. She's off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. So not out just yet. We still have 1.4 on the clock. The ball is trying to run away. So not quite the game over yet. As we're going to have one more inbound here, a possible chance for some final points, but it won't ultimately change the outcome of the game. Lodge putting up quick shots. She able to get the buzzer beater, though, to bring it down from a 20-point loss to an 18-point loss. But in the end, the Cougars, with a dominant game over the Meredith Avenging Angels, picking up a 62-44-point win with 2 players fouling out as well, but kind of how it's been going. The bench able to come in and play very well here for the Cougars. Any last remarks before we close it off?
Oh no, man! Like I said, it was fun to come back and be back. But it's unfortunate I'm 0-2 against Drew now. So
you're definitely 0-2 against Drew.
Yeah. It's been fun to watch you when I was here and even this past year. So I appreciate it.
We're definitely going to have to get in the box again soon. Hopefully we can get something to go here. So it's been real folks here in the Grant Center at the final minutes of this matchup. The Cougars victorious. And this has been Averett Sports Network. And always remember, roll Cougs.